Welcome back to another episode. Today we're going to talk about what is Agile. Now, this is something that should be easy to answer, but interestingly enough, it's not quite. And oftentimes I've had that question being asked of me, and I don't know how to answer it. So in today's episode, we're going to try and go back to the basics and answer what is Agile. What is Agile? This should be a very simple question to answer, but it's not. Unfortunately, there's a lot of use of Agile that got it to a point where even some of the people that are actually practicing Agile or implementing Agile are not calling or using the word Agile. So what is Agile? Let's take a look and see what Google has to say. Interesting enough, if you see that the dictionary definition of Agile, there's two. And one is the generic terms of Agile, which means it's basically able to move quickly and easily. And number two, if you look at that, it has something to do with software development. So Agile has to do with software development. So let's take a look at what that is. So I picked 5 of the multiple results that kind of stood out to me. Wikipedia, which is very common, has their own definition. Agile Alliance, you will assume that they will probably have the best definition of what Agile is. And then version 1, which is a tool company that specializes in Agile tools. Agile in a Nutshell, which is a website that talks about Agile a lot. And then finally, Microsoft. If you look at 5 of these definitions, each of them are different, but they have some common terms. Let's take a look what they are. So the keywords that jump out at me from 5 of those definitions are: it is, number one, we know it is an Agile software development, so it's an approach. Some call it a methodology, some call it a process. And then it has this mention of Agile Manifesto, this keyword of collaborative. It talks about cross-functional, iterative incremental, and continual planning and continual learning. So what is Agile? So to me, Agile is an approach to software development that leverages collaboration, cross-functional teams, incrementally deliver, and then continual planning, continual learning to deliver results that the customer needs. So that's what Agile means to me. Now you would say, what? Don't we have enough development process? Why do we need another one? So let's talk about the history of Agile and how it started. So back in 2001, up in the mountains of Utah, there were 17 individuals, I would call them practitioners, and they got together to address some of the problems that they saw with the software development process that's in play. Problem is that it takes too long to deliver value. Business value is only delivered at the end, and by the time it's delivered, it's no longer needed, or it's not what was asked of. Now the risk of this is because it takes so long to deliver the value, to deliver software, you don't know if you have the right people or you have the right skills to finish the project. An assumption on the cost and time for a project that long is just basically inaccurate, and it's hard to get anything around it where it helps you make better decisions. Because the project takes so long and the way the development process was done, at the end of it, we try to put everything together. Technically, it may not be feasible. We make some assumption along the way, and at the end, what is supposed to be a celebration time and aha moment turns into oh no moment. So that's some of the challenges and risks with the traditional software development process. So what is this Agile Manifesto that these 17 people put together? So in it, there are 4 values and 12 principles. Here are the 4 values that they came up with. The things on the left has more value than the thing on the right. It's not saying that the right has no value, but we're saying the things on the left has more value. So for example, they value individuals' interactions over process and tools. It's not to say that we don't care about process and tools. There is some value to it, but it's not over individuals' interactions. Working software over comprehensive documentation. Again, working software has got more value than just purely documentation. Customer collaboration over contract negotiation. So we're talking about how we can together work with the customer to get to the results we want, much more so than the contract negotiation. That has some value, but it is of lesser value. The last one is responding to change over following a plan. Having a plan is great, but we know that things change, so we need to be able to adapt to the changes. Here are the 12 principles. So out of this Agile manifesto, and I would not say it's because of these Agile principles, I would say these practices was done, there were processes were already in play, and that's kind of what was introduced by the 17 people that came out with Agile Manifesto. They were already in the process of figuring out how and what ways to be Agile. So today we have what we call an Agile umbrella. Under this umbrella, there are multiple different frameworks. SAFe is for scaling Agile. Kanban, there is Scrum, Crystal, and there's a bunch of those out there today. So those are the frameworks that we can use, or companies, organizations can use to adopt and help them to follow the Agile Manifesto. So what is Agile in 2018? The manifesto was created in 2001. It has been 17 years, and where are we today? And over the last 17 years, we have seen, the ups and downs of Agile. It has been highly adopted. It has been used by a lot of companies, and the companies that's actually adopted Agile has thrived. They'll be able to innovate faster. They're able to respond to the ever-changing market faster and beat its competitor. So now we got a lot of companies that's jumping on the bandwagon. We're talking about scaling. That's where SAFe comes in. We're talking about different ways. We're talking about the advancements of technology, DevOps, for example. And that's kind of where Agile is. Agile Manifesto is not dead in my mind. It actually has evolved. It actually has got us away to a point where we're thinking of Agile as a mindset. And what we see is true to the manifesto, the value number one, which is, it's our processing tools. If we look at Agile from a standpoint of just framework and follow purely Scrum, for example, and not have the true Agile mindset, you're not going to be successful. At the end of the day, it's about the people, it's about interaction. That's the mindset. The mindset of being able to respond to change, the mindset of collaborative, coming up with some ideas, of working together, the mindset of continuous learning, continuous experimentation, the no fear of failure, right? Failure is an option, but learning is not. So that whole mindset about getting better has actually pushed Agile into a different path. Agile is now adopted outside of technology. In 2017, one of the co-signers, Alistair Coburn, put together what he calls as the heart of Agile. And this is something that is very unique, and I truly believe in it. If you try to take everything it is and just summarize it, at the end of the day, what is truly Agile? So the heart of Agile, the way he put it, is very simply this. We get a group of people collaborating, delivering, then reflecting about what they have accomplished, and then improve and get better. And these 4 quadrants is very simple, but it unlocks a lot of things. So if you are doing these 4 things, at the end of the day, regardless whether you're following SAFe, Kanban, whatever process that you may come up with, are you doing these 4 things? Are you collaborating? Are you delivering? Are you reflecting? Are you improving? If you are Agile. So what is Agile? So Agile started off as a software development process. In it, it leverages team collaboration, continual learning, continual planning, and then iteratively delivering software towards the customer's need. And this idea behind Agile software development has taken off to what we call an Agile mindset. It is now being adopted outside of technology in a different ways. So that is Agile. Hope that helps you. Bye.